Hey there, YouTube family. Dr. K here. Welcome back to my channel, Winning in the Workplace. And today I am winning. I have a small victory I wanted to share because I haven't been on here in a minute and I'm ready to celebrate. I have finally gotten all of my paperwork together for my big move to Kuwait in August, and I thought I would talk to you about it. So here's the first thing I need to tell you. If you are planning to move to Kuwait or any international country, particularly in the Middle East, do not sleep on getting your paperwork in a timely manner. And why do I say that? I'm in the United States, and as you know, the United States right now is going through a lot of changes, particularly with our governmental institutions. So, for example, things that have may taken you 3 to 5 weeks at a governmental institution, let's say if you're getting your passports renewed or you have some other official government document that you have to get checked and authenticated, usually took you 3 to 5 weeks. Now it's taking 5 to 7 weeks. So if you're trying to get all of your paperwork together to move out of the country, that is significantly pushing back your timeline. And you are going to be running up against the clock. So I started very early. I got my job offer right after Christmas, and I started right away, thinking that, oh, I have tons of time. My gosh, I'm so early, I don't need to rush. And now that I'm seeing the timeline being presented to me, I'm like, ooh, this is going to be close. So yes, it is quite the beer. So the paperwork that I had to get was getting all of my degrees and all of my certificates authenticated. And what does that mean, being authenticated? It means that I have to have official school degrees from all of my degrees. So I have a bachelor's, I have 2 masters, and of course I have my doctorate. So not only did I have to have a copy of the degree, I also had to have a copy of the official transcripts, and which threw me for a loop, Kuwait, and I think they may be the only Middle Eastern country that requires this, but they also recently added that they needed to have your high school diploma in the mix. Now, I'm a little older than probably some of you, so I haven't been to high school in a long time. No, I did not have my high school diploma. No, I did not have my high school transcript, not at all. So that was my first hurdle that took me probably about a month and a half to reconcile. I had to go back to my school district from which I graduated, because my school, where I graduated my, high school, had my high school graduation, I did my high school years, had since closed down about 10 years ago. And of course, now it's a matter of tracking down all of the records from that school, which meant I had to go through the school districts. Contacted the school districts. They couldn't find my files because, again, I'm a little older than some. And so they were trying to figure out what they could give me. They were able to send me a copy of a diploma. They reprinted my diploma, so I got that, but they could not find my high school transcripts because, like, who needs your high school transcripts? So they presented me with a letter. However, the letter was not signed. It was an email letter, and I sent it to the team that I'm working with. Nope, they could not accept it. So I had to go back and forth and back and forth. That took about a month and a half. So I finally got a letter that we think will be accepted. So I have all of my paperwork. I am working with an agency that will help me get everything authenticated. So the steps would be me submitting to this particular company that costs a lot to have this service. Luckily, the school's paying for it. But I submit all my paperwork to them, and then they, one, take everything over to the United States State Department, because they have to sign off on each individual document. And then from the United States State Department, then it goes over to the Kuwait Embassy, and their representative has to sign off on each document. So right now we have just submitted my paperwork to the United States State Department. And here's why I'm saying don't wait to the last minute, because the person, my representative that I'm working with at this company, she was like, usually this takes, somewhere between 3 to 5 weeks on the high end. Now she said it's taking 5 to 7 weeks. So 7 weeks probably on the higher end. And she was like, so this is going to take a while because, the US, they fired everybody. Nobody's working. Nobody's manning these buildings. Nobody is doing these things. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. So luckily, I started early. But wish me luck. Send me some good thoughts that this stuff goes through smoothly, because I still have to get through after the United States State's Office, State Department. I still have to get through the Kuwaiti Embassy. And, that takes some time too. Like, it's not like I'm just going to be able, or my rep is just going to be able to walk in and get that done. So, but I'm going to celebrate this small victory to say, finally, I have all the paperwork. It was a beer getting all of these degrees. And I had most of my degrees. I couldn't find my bachelor's degree because I don't think I've ever kept that one. I kept all my master's degrees and, of course, my doctorate degree. But I didn't have my my bachelor's degree. So I had to go to the school and try to get that. And that was back and forth. And we've had some snowstorms and things got pushed back. And then lo and behold, I realized that my doctorate degree is written in Latin. I don't know why I didn't realize that would be an issue. So no, they did not take that. They will take the copy of that degree, but I had to get an official letter from my school where I did my doctorate work to translate the entire letter and to explain why it was in Latin. So I was like, oh my gosh. Every time I felt like I got to the finish line, another hurdle was thrown in front of me. So I have been a little bummed, and this is probably why I have not made a video. So now I'm celebrating. Oh my gosh, this stuff, step one. Now that was step one. Let's say maybe this is step two. So please send me some positive thoughts. I need this paperwork to go through smoothly. I did already send the paperwork unofficially to my school so they could issue me my official contract that I need to sign off on. But everything will not be official until the Kuwaiti Embassy signs off on my paperwork. But in the meantime, I'm still happy. I am still going through the motions. I've made my checklist today of things to get ready for as I move towards this end date in August. So I've decided when I'm leaving my job, which I was going back and forth. I think I talked to you guys about that in my last video. I was thinking I will try to stay until the end of July or maybe mid-July so I can make as much money as possible. Because even though I'm getting reimbursed for a lot of these expenses on the back end, I have to pay this money up front, and it is starting to add up. And I still haven't found storage. That's going to be a big bear. I also have to pay out my lease here, and I'm praying that they don't charge me an arm and a leg for that. So I have a lot of major financial expenses to pay on the front end. So in my mind, I'm thinking, work as long as you can. But I'm like, nope, I can't do it. I need to be able to relax, get my mind right. This is a big move. Anytime you make a big move like this, they say these are major life milestones. So, if you have a death in the family, if you get married, if you have a baby, if you move, these are major milestones in your life, and they need to be, taken seriously so you don't get overwhelmed. So I'm like, no, I can't work until the end of June. So I'm end of July. So I'm thinking somewhere around June. I'm coming up with the dates. And then I'm thinking about, when do I need to let these people know I'm leaving? I don't want to tell them I'm leaving my place until I actually know that I'm going to have some place to go, because, I don't want to give up my place. I love this place. That's part of one of the sad parts about me leaving. I love my place where I live. My rent is so reasonable, and they didn't go up on my rent. They kept it the same. And I'm like, oh gosh, what a blessing. So I don't want to tell them I'm leaving to the absolute last minute until I absolutely know for sure that everything will work out. So I am down to the wire. But other than that, I am happy. I am starting to realize that I will not be at my job here next year. We've already begun at my current job because I have not told them that I'm leaving. We've already begun talking about what we're doing over the summer for planning and all of that stuff. And I'm like, I'm so checked out. I'm so checked out. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm celebrating. I've gotten some comments from people on my last couple of videos. One young lady is also moving to Kuwait. So if you're watching this video, I'll get your paperwork in early as possible. Um, and let us know how you're doing. Contact me if you don't want, to share your information through the comments. You can DM me. And when you get to Kuwait, let's hook up. Let's go to that mall because I keep looking at that mall and I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to get there. All right, guys, this was a quick one. I love to hear your comments. Please feel free to comment and share and send me your positive thoughts as I have tackled hurdle number 1 on my move to the Middle East. All right, guys, take care. Bye.